Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Shall we begin the session? Today's topic is what are the various instruments that is used, what are the various advantages, disadvantages of various document that is used with the data collection instrument. So what are the various data collection instrument that is available, what are the various ways by which we can collect the data. In the last class, we have studied about the interviews, focus groups, questionnaire, literature review. We have discussed some topics. In today's class, I'm going to continue with the same topics, with the same concept, with the same logic, but with a different scenarios, with a different objectives, with a different challenges that is faced over here. So let's begin with the last class session. In the last class, we have started with the interviews. What are the various interviews? What is the main purpose? So fully understand about the purpose, about the person, we need the interview. So fully understand someone's impression or the experience or the learn about or more about their answer to the questionnaire that is known as the that is done by the interviews. So we have discussed about the interviews. What is the main purpose of the interview? That is how to fully understand someone's impression or the experiences or learn more about their answers to the questionnaire. That is the interviews. Then provide the full range and the depth of the information. Whatever the full range data, whatever the depth of the information that is carried out with the interviews. Then develop the relationship with the respondent. What is the main relationship with the respondent? Allows for the follow-up questions. Then what are the various challenges that is faced over here? First one is can take much more time. Can take much more time to handle the data, to circulate the data. That is can take much more time to handle the data in the interviews. Then can be hard to analyze. Whatever the data that is used, that is very hard to analyze the data and compare. Then it is very costly to handle the data, to handle the scenarios that is used with the competent. What are the various challenges that is faced while conducting the interviews? What are the various ways by which we can conduct the interview? So first is the interviews to fully understand someone's impressions or the experiences that provides the full range and the depth of the information. Then there is a focus group. Focus group in the sense we are focusing in the group, that is a group discussion to explore a topic in a depth through group discussion, example about reactions to the experiences or suggestions, understanding common complaints, useful in the evaluation and the marketing. Then what are the various advantages over the focus group into the focus group? So quickly and reliably obtain common impressions. What are the various common impressions that is used in the focus groups? Then can be very efficient way to gather the range and the depth of the information in the short time. Whatever the information that is gathered out, that is used to gather the information range and the depth of the information in a very short time. Then can convey the key information about the project. Whatever the project that is taken out, so we have to convey the key information about the project. Then what are the various challenges that is faced over here? Can be hard to analyze the responses, needs a good moderator to steer the discussion and provides a closer, difficult to schedule 6 to 8% people or together, then strong individuals may influence the other responses. So if there is a strong influence that may influence or that may influence the other response also, that may be a positive response, that may be a negative response. Then next one is the questionnaires and the surveys. So that is used. What is the main purpose? That is that we want a written proof. We want to anything that is we want in a written with the various question, with the set of the question, that is the questionnaire and the surveys. So to quickly or easily obtain a lot of information from people in a non-threatening way, that is a questionnaire, and can complete or this can complete anonymously, and this is very inexpensive to administer, then easy to compare and analyze the data, and can also administer to many people. So there are many people that is administered over here, that is used over here for the replacing of the data for the questionnaire that is discussed over here. So it is very administered or inexpensive to use. So that is very inexpensive, and it is very easy to compare and analyze. So it is very easy to compare and analyze the data. Can also administer to many more people. So there are more and more people that is used for the administer, and can also obtain lots of data. Lots of data in the sense when we use the questionnaire, there are multiple data that is gathered together. And many sample questionnaires already exist. So many questionnaires already exist over here. Now, what are the various limitations? The limitation is that might not get the careful feedback. So it is not easy to get the careful feedback. Then wordings can bias the client responses. Whatever the wordings, that can also the bias, because if I know the writing of any one person, so I can bias the client responses. Then next one is the impersonal. Impersonal in the sense whatever the issue that is used with the personal, that is used with the impersonal, that is used with the logical data, that is used, so that is impersonal with the relevance of the data. And in surveys, that also needs a sampling and the statistical expertise. Whatever the statistical expertise that is used, so that is used with the questionnaires and the surveys. Then next one is does not yield the full story. So that does not yield the full story with the questionnaire and the surveys. The next one is the observation. Observation means on-site visit. We are observing someone that is already in running. So to gather the accurate information about how a project actually operates, particularly about the processes, that is known as the observation, and that can be view of operation of a project, that they are actually occurring, or they are actually receiving the data. They are also believing the data will be coming out as they actually occurs, and can we also adapt to the events as they occur. And what are various challenges? So it is very difficult to interpret the behavior. So it is very difficult to interpret the behavior, whatever the behavior that is used. Then observations can be difficult to categorize. So whatever the observation, whatever the tool that is used, it is very difficult to categorize the observation, because we cannot categorize what are the various tool that is used with the observation. Then can influence the participants' behavior. Influence in the sense can also gather the, or also take up the influence participant behavior, and it can be very expensive. It can be or cannot be, because why? Because it can be very expensive. Why? We are taking the observation. It takes a lots of time, lots of the money to observe any people. The next one is a literature review. The main purpose is to gather the information about the audience or the issue, whatever the audience, whatever the issue that is used. So to gather the information about the audience or the issue, we can say the claim that is available for the audience. Then identify what previous investigations have found about the knowledge. What is the previous investigation that is found about the knowledge, skills, purpose, behavior, or the attitude of the intended audience. Whatever the intended audience that is available with relation to the content, with relation to the issue. What is the main issue? Why we are bothering the issue? What is the main crux of the issue? Wow, that is very, very, very important for the proper or previous investigation. Then what are the various advantages? Advantages in the sense it can also provide much more information in relatively little time. More and more information can be gathered in less and less time. Then makes use of already gathered information. Whatever the gathered information that is used, so that makes a uses of the gathered information, then helps to sort the changes over the time. Whatever the changes that is available, that is used to sort the changes, then provides the evidences about the problem. Whatever the evidence that is used, so that is used to provide the evidence about the problem. Then minimum effort or the interpretation of the audience. Whatever the minimum effort that is used, that is used for the interpretation of the audience or interruption of the audience. That so yeah, that is very okay, because we are doing the literature review for the minimum effort or for the interruption that is used with the audience analysis. Now let's see what are the various challenges, what are the various ways by which we can face with the literature review. First is it can be out of date, because literature review needs a technology. If I'm working on a C, next time C++, then Java, Oracle, whatever the tool, whatever the technology that is available. So it can be out of date, for example, the technology needs. Then data synthesis can be very difficult, or can be very, very, very much difficult to analyze. Then may not address specific questions of the concerns. It may or may not address the specific questions of the various concerns. Then not a flexible means to get the data. It's not a flexible means to get the data. Data is restricted to what is already being said, what is already being exists. So what is already exists data that is used, or that is a flexible data that is used to gather the information. Then statistical data may not address perception of the problem. Whatever the perception, whatever the data that is available, they may not address the causes of the problem, perception of the problem. Statistical data may not address with use this. Then reports may be incomplete. Whatever the reports, whatever the data that is used, that may be incomplete with the literature review. Then next is a test. What is the main purpose of the test? To determine the audience current state of knowledge or the skill regarding the issue. So we are testing whether the current audience, whether the audience current state of knowledge or the skills regarding the issue. What is the main crux? What is the main issue? What is the main skill regarding the skill or regarding the knowledge? What is the main skill? What is the main knowledge about this? Then what are the various ways, what are the various advantages that is used with the test? So it helps to identify a problem or a deficiency in a knowledge. So if there is a deficiency, if there is a limitation of the problems, limitation of the knowledge or the skills, that is used to help to identify a problem, or what is a deficiency, or what is a kami, or what is the lacking of the knowledge and the skills. Then results are easily identified. So we can easily identify the results, whatever the result that is carried out. Then individual performances can be easily compared. Whatever the individual performances that can be easily compared with the data, that can be easily compared with the day-to-day activities. Now, next is what are the various challenges. So there is a limited availability of the validity test for the specific situations. There is a limited availability of the data. Then language or the vocabulary can be a very issue or can be an issue. Then people may be concerned about how the results will be used. So they may be concerned how the results will be used over there. Then adults may resend the testing or taking the test. They may resend the testing the test because their earlier views also that is used for taking the test. The next is the concept map. We are using the concept map. We are taking the attitude, behavior about the person, about a complex situation, subject, topics. It can also, or what are the various advantages, it can offer a more comprehensive and complex view of someone thinking than a test does. So whatever the thinking of the individual, that can also provide with the complex view of the someone thinking than a test does. And it could be better tool for the visual learners or the test public people. So whatever the public people that is used, so that is used for the test public, that is used for the visual learners. Then it provides qualitative and the quantitative data. So whenever we are using the concept map, so it can provide, so it can produces the quantitative as well as the qualitative. That includes both quality wise as well as the quantity wise data. Then it can also, a limitation is that it can take the training to complete properly, whatever the training that is used, so it can be used to complete properly, because if the training is not given to the concept map, that is very difficult to take the training and can be challenging and the time consuming to score, can be very difficult to analyze and interpret. So next is document or the product review. What's a document? What's the product review that is gathering the data? So to gather the information on how the project operates without interrupting the project comes from the review of the application. What is the review? What is the application that is used? So that is used with the interpretation of the data, that is used with the historical data, comes from the review of the application, finances, memos, minutes, etc. And it can also yields the historical information, whatever the historical information that is gathered out. So it can yield the historical information and it does not interrupt project or client's routine in a project. Then sometimes the information already exists, so that becomes a duplicate data. Then few biases about the information. Few biases means few biasness about the information. Then challenges are, it often takes much more time. So there are much more time that is taken out the data. Then information may be incomplete. Whatever the information that is available, that may be incomplete, that may be complete. It depends on the document or the product review. Then needs to be quite clear about what one is looking for, how the one is looking for. Then not a flexible means to obtain the data. Data is restricted to what already exists. What is already exists, that is limited to that data, that is limited to that person. Then next one is a case studies or the peer review. So to fully understand or depict the client experiences in a project, To conduct the comprehensive examination through cross comparison of the cases, we are taking the case studies of the peer review. Then what are the various advantages? So it fully depicts the client experiences in the project input process and the results. Then powerful means to portray project to the outsider. So it is a powerful means to portray the project to the outsider, whatever the project that is used over there. Then usually quite time consuming to collect, organize and describe. So it is very time consuming to collect, organize and describe the data, describe the relevant information. Then represent depth of the information rather than the breadth. So it represents the depth of the information, means whatever the information that is in depth, so that provides the depth of the information that is provided by the concerned person, that is provided by the available persons. So it provides the depth of the information rather than the breadth. Then next one is information gathered represents a single individual or the event. It cannot be generalized. So it cannot be generalized with the event. It cannot be generalized with the concept. It cannot be generalized with the hard working. It cannot be generalized with the software or the concept map. Then this is the figure that says that how to select the right data collection instrument. So how to select the right data collection instrument, whatever the tool or what is the tool that is used for the right collection data instrument. So the table shows or provides an interface for the selection of the appropriate data for the different purposes. What are the various different purposes that is used for the selecting the data that is used for the selection of the data, that is used for the appropriateness, that provides general types of the projects and the activity, whatever the design that is used with the particular data with the particular types of the information needed. So first is evaluation instrument audience, that is adults who knows to your organization. Interview is good. This is also good. Concept map is fair because no one is knowing about the map. No one is knowing about your knowledge, about your organization. Then next one is the adults who don't know you or the organization, who know your organization, who don't know your organization. That is a fair to poor, then fair. Then decision makers, policy maker, or the community leader. So these are the person that is used with the concept, that is used with the scenario, that is used with the decision makers, policy maker, community leaders, that are good in the interview, fair in the focus group, survey is also good to fair observation, and the fair is this one. Now, next is cultural group, other than your own. That means you don't know how to get the data. This is fair to very poor because interview don't know. There are the illiterate person that is coming for the interview, so that is very poor for the concerned person. Then focus group is good to fair. Then survey is fair to poor. Then good to fair. Then poor. Then good. After that, there's the teachers. There's a interview is good. Teenagers, good. 8 to 12 years do olds, fair. Then 3 to 7-year old, this is poor because no one knows, or 7-year people or 7-year kid don't know how to give the interview. They don't know the knowledge, skills. That is very tricky. We can say that is not the relevant for the instrument or the data collection instrument. This is again the more survey that is used over here. This is the last survey. This is the evaluation instrument. First is the interview, that the talk and the lecture, short single event, poor. Then workshop, fair. Then series, multiple meetings, that is good, fair. So these are the various meetings that is used with the concept, that may include from the good, fair, or the very good, bad, poor. That depends on the quality to quality. Now, till now, any doubts, anyone? So this is the comparison of the various instrument, that is the instrument versus the activity project that is used over here. So any doubts, anyone over here? No. So shall we stop the session over here, because we are going to start with the appendix in the next class only. In the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class, I'm going to start with the appendices. What are the various appendices that is carried out? What are the various ways by which we can carry it out with the appendices? How appendices will be used, what are the various ways, what are the various comparison of the data collection instrument, that includes the test, that includes the observation, concept map. So let's stop over here only. In the next class, that in the tomorrow's class, I'm going to take with the appendices, what are the various appendices that is carried out, that is included with this. That is appendices means appendix of this condition. Now there is appendix 1, that is a fact sheet on the data collection instrument. What is the data collection instrument that is used over here, how it is used, and what is the main criteria for using the data collection instruments. That is appendix number A. So that appendix number A will be used for the data collection instrument, that is used for the data collection tools, that is used with the facts about the data